transferring money out of China. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to transfer money out of China, and a lot of documentation is required, or not a lot, but more than other countries. So what are the options, or what are the best options? Sky Remit, Wise, which used to be called TransferWise, and then you can just use wire transfer with your bank. So my bank is China Merchants Bank. Now there are some other options, PayPal and Alipay, but the fees there, the percents, it's a percent-based fee, and so it ends up costing a lot more than any of these options. So first I want to show you what I do. So each month I log the salary, and then when I get paid the salary, I mark the rate of the RMB to US dollar. And then each month I subtract the expenses and then subtract the money that's been transferred, so I know which salary and which amount of money in the bank is what rate. So then I can see how much money I made when I transfer it to US dollars. So here is the crunch of the rates, and you can see the bank has the worst rates, and TransferWise has the best rates, and Sky Remit is in between. But let's look at what happens when we actually do the transfers, because if we look back, we have 67 for Wise, 53 for Sky Remit, and 34 for the bank. But the difference is that with the bank, you can send a large amount right away, and one transfer, and it's sent within a day or two. But there's a bank limit for the transfers, and when you're transferring to Wise or Sky Remit, you have to do multiple transfers, which, since there's a limit of 10,000 per day, you have to do around 8 transfers across 8 days, minus the weekend, so it'll take you about 2 weeks. So what I did is I looked at the rate 2 weeks after I did the transfer, just to look at what would the gain be if I had used Wise or Sky Remit, because this time I was using the bank. And now Wise went down from 67 to 26, and Sky Remit went from 53 down to 9. So let's look at the final numbers here. We look at all the fees, and we look at the currency fluctuation, then we can see how much we lost overall. You can see before, when I first looked at it, the bank was the second worst one, or second best, both second worst and second best. Wise was the worst one, and Sky Remit was the best one. But that was if I could transfer it in one day like I could with the bank. And when we actually look at the 8 days it would take to transfer with Sky Remit and Wise, then the bank ends up being the best option, because we lose $4 with the bank, we lose $28 with Sky Remit, and we lose $89 with Wise. And why is that? Because with Wise, you have to do 8 transfers, and they charge you each time you transfer from China to Wise. Then you have to convert it to US dollars. They charge 0.65% for that currency transfer, and then they charge you another $6 when you send it to the bank. And if you don't do ACH, you do wire transfer, then the bank also charges you $15. So this includes the idea if we did a wire transfer. If we didn't do a wire transfer, then you'd only lose $74. So it would still be much worse than Sky Remit. With Sky Remit, you can do the transfers into a queuing account or holding account, and once you have all your transfers there, then you can send them as one transfer, and then you only get charged one fee. And then they have a lower currency conversion rate, 0.27%, and they always do ACH, so you never get charged the bank fee. And so that's why Sky Remit is better than Wise, but both these are worse than the bank because you have to wait 8 days. Now, if the currency rate wasn't going down, Sky Remit would probably be better than the bank. But I don't think Wise is ever going to be better than the bank. So I think the best choice is the bank first, and then if you can wait or you think the rate will continue going up for the next 2 weeks, then you can do Sky Remit. But if you're not sure what's going to happen to the rate and you just want to get it the exact rate right away, then you can go with the bank, and I think that will be the best option.